If you have ever carried a balance on your credit card, you can probably recall the feeling of getting hit with an interest charge. If you try to calculate it, you probably realized quickly that it is not so straightforward. So it is important that we take a moment to understand just how interest works. This video provides a step-by-step guide on how to calculate the interest on our credit card so we can understand the cost of carrying credit card debt. The credit cards charge interest known as APR if you carry a balance past your due date. The credit card issuers refer to a card's interest rate annually as your annual percentage rate APR, but in most cases the interest is compounded daily and hence it is just an average daily balance method. The only situation that would result in no interest charges on the balance outside of the grace period will be if we have a 0% APR period or if our card issuer is currently waiving interest due to the coronavirus. So how are we going to calculate the credit card interest? There are three different steps. The first one, convert the APR to a daily rate. Second step, find the average daily balance and then calculate the interest charges. So before we calculate the interest charges, we have to do two important things. One, convert the APR to daily rate and then find the average daily balance. So to convert APR to a daily rate, we know that most of the credit card issuers compound the interest daily. The interest is always added to the principal amount and the balance is calculated at the end of every day. That includes any purchases, credits or payments that were made on that day. For example, if we are taking the APR as 20.24%, in order to convert this to a daily rate, we have to divide that by 365. In some cases, some banks treat the total days as 360, so in which case we will be dividing by 360. So in this case, let us treat that the total as 365. So in order to calculate the daily rate, we'll be dividing by 365. But the percentage has to be converted into a decimal, and in order to convert that into a decimal, we have to divide that by 100, and hence the math will be 20.24 divided by 100 divided by 365, which will be 0.00055, and hence the daily interest rate is 0.00055. How to find the average daily balance? So in order to understand how to find the average daily balance, let us take another example here. Let us take the example as 25 days billing cycle period. So the purchases were made on these 25 days cycling period with no balance prior to this. So there is no previous balance, but there are some purchases made on these 25 days. And how are we going to calculate the average daily balance? So let us see the list. So let us assume that the transactions are during this month, May of 2020. Let us assume that these are the purchases made on those 25 days billing cycle. It looks like there is no previous balance and none of the amount is paid in between. So let us see how to find the average daily balance. Secondly, we have to find the average daily balance. So in order to find the average daily balance, we have to add all the balances and divide by the total cycle period. Since the total cycle period in this example is 25, we have to divide that by 25. Adding everything and dividing by 25, we are getting that as 4,808, and that 4,808 will be the average daily balance. Now finally, we have to calculate the interest charge. To find the interest charge, multiply the daily balance by the daily rate and then multiply by the number of days, PRT. So the principal amount will be the amount per day, the daily average, the rate will be the daily interest, and the time is 25 days. So 4,808 multiplied by the daily rate multiplied by the total number of days in the billing cycle, that gives us $66.11. So the interest charge for the billing cycle will be $66.11. Let us take another example with the slight changes. A credit card has an annual interest rate of 21.99% and the interest is calculated by the average daily balance method. In a 30-day billing cycle, purchases of $56.75, $184.36, and $49.19 were made on days 12, 9, and 24. So on the 12th day, there is a amount of $56.75 purchase made. On the 19th day, $184.36 were purchased, amount of what articles were purchased. On the 24th day, they have purchased for $49.19. And a payment of 100 was credited to the amount on day 10. So there are some few purchases and also some amount was credited here into the account. If the unpaid balance at the beginning of the billing cycle is not zero, here it is $842.67. $842.67 was the previous balance. How much interest will be charged at the end of the billing cycle? And what will be the unpaid balance at the start of the next billing cycle? So we are interested in finding the interest rate at the end of the billing cycle, as well as the interest what they have paid at the end of their billing cycle, and also we have to find the unpaid balance at the start of the next billing cycle. So first we have to calculate the unpaid balance on each day of the billing cycle. The first 9 days the person has not paid any amount, so that is the same balance what he had in the beginning. In the beginning of the billing cycle, he had a balance of $842.67. That will be the balance for those 9 days. Every day he had a balance of $842.97. Second day again he had a balance of $842. Like that for 9 days the balance each day you had $842.67, etc. Between day 10 and 11, because on the 10th day he has paid a $100 bill. So subtract this amount. So for these 2 days the balance will be $742.67. Between 12 and 18 there is a purchase of $56.75. So during those period the daily balance will be $799.42. Between 19th day to 23rd day, he has purchased another amount of $184.36. So $983.78 will be the daily balance for these days. And the same way, between 24 and 30, there are purchases made. So $1,032.97 will be the balance during those days. So if you want to find the daily balance, we have to find the average of all this. So we have to sum up all the daily balances and then divide by 30. So summing up all the daily balances will be the first 9 days 842.67, and the next 2 days 742.67, next 7 days 799.42. Like that, when you add, you get 26,815. Dividing that by 30 gives us 893.83. So the daily balance here is 893.83. On the 30th day, the balance was $1,032.97. So to calculate the interest, we use the formula I equal to PRT. Here the principal amount will be the average daily balance, and then R is the rate per day, and T is the number of days. So let us assume that the total is not 365 here, 360. So it will be 30 divided by 360. In order to calculate the interest, we use the formula PRT. P is 893.83 multiplied by 0.2199 multiplied by the time 30 by 360 gives us $16.38, and that will be the interest charged at the end of the billing cycle. But if we want to find the unpaid balance at the start of the next billing cycle, that will be this interest amount what we have calculated along with the balance what he had on the 30th day. On the 30th day, the daily balance was $1,032.97. So adding them up together, $1,049.35 will be the amount unpaid balance at the next start of the next billing cycle. So this video showed how the credit card uses the daily balance method to calculate the interest rate. And also this video helped us provided a step-by-step guide on how to calculate the interest on a credit card. Hope you enjoyed watching this video and hope this video will be helpful to you. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Thank you.